And you're listening to On the Record with Tiffany. Again, I'm here with my special guest, Deborah Omowale with SACAM, and Angie Lewis with Bank of San Antonio.
Hey there.
And so ladies, I want to get into what you think about us opening back up. There's been a lot of controversy around the opening, but economically, we need that. We need to open back up.
Yeah. I mean, I think small businesses just in San Antonio are anxious.
Yeah.
You know, we were talking about this earlier, that the majority of San Antonio is made up of small business owners. And so it's how they feed their families. It's how they, pay their bills.
It's
right?
it's how people, and it's impacting everybody because that small business owner may be renting a house or renting an apartment.
Yeah, it's a domino.
The people that work for them may be renting apartments. So industries across the city are going to be affected when businesses can or cannot open. So, it's a wonderful thing that we're actually phasing in, bringing business back.
And I think the really cool part of all of it, and I don't know if you guys have experienced it, I'm sure you have, but the business owners are supporting each other.
They are.
San Antonio is such a big, small city that we really have done a fabulous job of supporting each other within businesses. Encouragement, going out to eat at certain places and, restaurants. I mean, I know as a bank, one of the things that we did to support our clients was we were considered essential. And so we would go out and we would purchase lunch from our restaurant owners who were struggling to just help with that part of it. So we bring in lunch every day for our employees to help, the
That's
restaurant
wonderful.
owners.
That is
So,
awesome.
just doing little things like that makes such a big difference, and supporting the little, and the big guys too, but the little guys, that's just
And
They need
being
it the
intentional.
most.
Oh yeah, I kind of did that too, like with my own personal actions. My husband and I do the same thing. We go to certain businesses and support small businesses. Going to little stores that we know are not going to see a lot of traffic right now. Instead of only going to the big chains, we go to those too.
Yeah.
But we try to concentrate our dollars in small businesses so that we can continue to have our the little businesses that we love and keep them going.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I have an interesting take on it, that I am in the, high risk.
Yeah.
So it's challenging for me to see the city. It's like I have competing interests, right? Because this is the first day that I've been out of my house almost all day since March the 17th.
Are you serious?
I am very serious.
Thank you for spending that time with us. Thank you for coming here.
I've gone to drive-in church because we have drive-in communion once a month. I get allergy shots, but I drive in for those. So what I've done is the businesses that we typically support, I've given them donations, and I've encouraged people to do the same and just tell them, hey, I love you. I'll be here for you. Let me know how I can help, maybe in kind by doing some Facebook posts or something like that.
What businesses do you typically support? What is it?
Can I say?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Please do, because that's what we're about at On the Record with Tiffany is the small business, is our community, the people that live and work and thrive in this community, and any ways that we can help them. That's what we want to do.
Absolutely.
Oh, awesome. So where I get my hair styled, which I did go in a mask, that was very interesting. But my hairstylist at Designer Glitz and Glam, I sent her some money while people weren't working. I go to Austin to get my locks tightened. I sent her some money. I said, she said, well, I'm not supposed to do this, but I'm working from my home, which a lot of people did. I get it. And I said, I love you, but I'm not coming to get my hair done. It'll just be what it is.
Right.
And I'll send you some money. She was at Asbury's A Salon. My, where else? Oh, my.
Tony G's, I bet.
So Tony G's, they had Mother's Day, but the Spurs sponsored that, so people could come in and eat for free. My husband likes Mrs. Kitchens. Oh, yeah. No, not Miss. He does like Mrs. Kitchens, but Mr. and Mrs. G's.
Mr. and Mrs. G's.
Yes, was close to his.
I've never been to Mrs. Oh, I will be coming to Mr. and Mrs. G's.
The best. It is the best. It's delicious.
It's good. And so what he did was he sent Papa G some money. Said, my wife isn't going to let me come out the house to get your cookie.
but give it to somebody else and let me send you some.
We want to support you. And so I feel a little funny because I don't want to say all the people that we've supported, but what I do want to say that there are opportunities. We have friends that are artists, and we provided groceries. We just said, hey, we went to Costco, bought some extra. We didn't ask if they wanted. We just said,
what can we do to help the artists? Because we know that the arts community is the arts community really thrives from selling their artwork, from selling their medium. So how do they then?
There's a couple things. Luminaria they started an arts grant. And they have
I didn't know that. An arts grant.
And because they know the artists. Now, Luminaria deals with the little artist. Not
somebody that's well known,
right?
But a budding artist.
Yes. So they have a grant, and also the San Antonio Arts Commission. They have funding to help artists, and then there is the San Antonio Black Artists Association. I'm not sure if I'm saying it all correctly, but that's another way that you can get in touch with artists, and through the Carver Community Cultural Center. So from a reopening standpoint, I'm a little nervous. I have to admit, but I do know that we have to reopen. From a museum standpoint, we're not opening our physical doors at least until September, but we're bringing on digital exhibits every month. So every month we'll have different ones
that we can check out online.
People can check out online, and we're asking people to tell their story because their COVID-19 story is history. What it feels like to be Black in America is history. What it feels like to be in this time. So I think back on the Vietnam protests. I'm really saying how old I am, but how that impacted me. As growing, watching everyone protest. So those stories need to be told. So you can tell your story also through our web portal. You can upload it in sound and videos and all of that. So we're still encouraging people to do that. We've got to work on our marketing a little bit more, but we need to be reopened, but I am a little nervous.
But you are reopening by going online and providing digital exhibits. That is providing a service to society. That's kind of what Texas Kidney Foundation is doing. We do free screenings to find those underlying conditions, and we have our own campaign specifically to find underlying conditions, because that is what has everybody trapped in their homes right now. We may not have the United States may not have enough COVID-19 screenings, test kits, but we certainly have the capacity to test for diabetes, for hypertension, for chronic kidney disease. And that's what we're all about doing. When we do our test, it tests for chronic kidney disease, it tests for diabetes, and now more than ever, it's important to identify the 1 in 7 that we know are walking around San Antonio with some form of kidney disease and don't know that they have it. They have some stage and don't know that they have it. That's 243,000 San Antonians, and it's worth me getting on this mic and talking about it, and it's worth us going out and testing for it. So what we do is promote it through our website. And then we do telemedicine. We've gotten this whole system set now that we can do it through telemedicine and have the person then go to a diagnostic clinic and have the blood draw and have the albumin checked, so we can, which is the urine and the urinalysis, so that we they will know for free whether or not they have some form of chronic kidney disease. And the best way to protect yourself against a predator like COVID-19 is to know what your health status is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, so doing things over the internet, it's a good thing. We're doing it. You're doing it. People can't go out, and many people don't want to go out because they're afraid. This, you know, some of what we're doing can help them with the mental part of that. You know, looking at what she's doing with displays and exhibits, that's a relaxing thing. You know, it's one of the few things that can like take you away when you're looking at an exhibit and something that's new and different.
I think as an economy as a whole and a nation, right, we have really, I think what we've shown through COVID-19, you were talking earlier about it just being like a milestone for us. But what we've shown throughout this is that we're resilient, right?
Exactly.
We have been able to adjust.
We are a resilient nation.
I think we adjusted pretty quickly considering the information that we had. And that adjustment is manifesting itself in ways like technology, and how thankful we are that we have technology right now, because had this happened years ago, we wouldn't have been able to send people home and work from home. I mean, I think even employers right now are realizing that we don't have to have the overhead that we've had. Yeah. We can have our people work from home. We'll pay them a little bit more, you know, in terms of stipend for the electricity and the internet that they're using, right? But in general, we don't have to have the overhead expense. And I think that's where you see some of the things you talked about earlier, where you see a lot of empty buildings because because they don't know what's next, because people are still scared a little bit about what's going on, especially with the uptick that we've had recently. The comfort for some employers is to know we can still get our work done, but people will work from home to do it. And that gives individuals the comfort to know I still have a job, right? I may not be working in the office, but I still have a job. And then, you know, that brings in a whole new conversation about technology and who has access to technology and who doesn't have access to technology. The whole school system is changing, you know?
Exactly.
I mean, it's literally...
Everything has changed in a
3 months.
3 month
Yeah, really in a nanosecond when you think about history.
You're listening to On the Record with Tiffany.